searching for James Collins.
Talking about Godzilla Minus One today. Godzilla Minus One is a 2023 Japanese epic kaiju film, written, directed, and with visual effects done by Takashi Yamazaki. I was very late to the party with this movie. I didn't see it until a year later. Thankfully, they re-released it for like a yearly anniversary this past November, and I got to see it in theaters then. I watched the black and white version today, Godzilla Minus One minus color, this morning, which is on Netflix. Both the in color and black and white version are on Netflix. This movie, Godzilla Minus One, I feel like it's trying to harken back to the original Godzilla film, which is like a serious, movie.
Mm-hmm.
And this black and white version of Minus One, for a lot of reasons. For me personally, the black and white version kind of like, for lack of a better term, sucked me into the vibe a lot better.
Yeah.
Of like the tone and the environment and just the time that kind of we exist in. Just I guess I put it because something that kind of bothered me is that, like, as a period film, seeing it in color, there part of my issue with when I saw it in color, I felt like the production felt a little bit like, and they had a small budget for it, and it's impressive for the small budget they had, but like it did feel very small scale, like in terms of like really it's just we're on a boat or we're in this like one little area outside of his destroyed house,
right?
And like I feel like I didn't get the sense of scale the movie was going for, whereas in this black and white version, I guess what it kind of helped me do is it makes me focus less on how the VFX might not be perfect, and a lot of because they had a small budget, like it kind of just like it makes it feel like more I'm looking at frames of this movie through like an art book or something. Like it kind of like makes it feel more like an older film, and a lot of that's just the nostalgic associations of just what we think about, like with black and white, like, oh, black and white means like older 60s or earlier, kind of thing.
I was actually really pleasantly surprised with how this looked. I would agree that it really helps. I think it helps just like the fact that it is set in like the mid 40s, and so it helps with the time period. And my initial worry was not with how most of the movie would look, because I was right in my prediction that it would make some of the minor effects look better, because like I don't think, because like there are a few points where like you see tanks and like there are a few plane sequences and that kind of thing, and seeing that the colored version in theater, I was like that does not look all that great, and it was still really impressive just because of like the fact that they made it look like that with the budget that they made this movie on. But I think the black and white version really helps to kind of mask that and really makes it fit more.
I think that anything to do with the atomic breath or some of the more fantastical VFX, I think some of the power is lost in the black and white version.
Mm-hmm.
Something that is cool about watching colored movies in black and white is that because there's no color, all you can really visually get is texture. And I feel like that I'm thinking about it, that's really what kind of helped me buy into the environment a lot more, because like even just in the scene where he meets Noriko for the first time, or just like any of the early scenes in their house, everything just looks dirty and like sad, and like there's just all this like grime and destruction on the wall. And I think another thing with the black and white version too, I think the movie looks darker. I think like in their color grading, a lot of the scenes that are supposed to take place at night or like in like heavy smoke, I feel like because they turn the contrast up, like it makes the kind of darkness and the shittiness kind of feel like it's closing in on the characters a bit more. Honestly, I think it made the opening a lot stronger. Really, when Godzilla first attacks on the island, when he's mini Godzilla. Because I remember when I saw that in theaters, it really took me off guard, because I'm like, oh man, Godzilla's here now. But in the black and white version, it's like, it's this thing just comes out of the darkness, and It's really cool.
The police are searching for James Thomas, believed to...